Traders, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our channel. My name is Samuel Ngon. Today is the end of the week, traders, and I'm here to talk about the recap of this week. Ladies and gentlemen and traders, we very happy to be here, and I'm going to talk about all the trade I took this week. Before I start going to each trade, I wanted to remind you that trading is difficult, and most traders lose money. For that reason, we encourage you to look first of all to your education, and after your education you need to start practicing in the demo account. Yes, because practice makes perfect. It's not overnight things going to turn around, but you gotta spend time, sacrifices. That is the most important part. So that is why I invite you guys to start your journey by looking for education. Education is the key. There is nothing in this world you're going to do without a good education. So, after everything, now you will start small, because it's important to start very small. Small is the key. And step by step, you will go to your goal. And you have to remember that trading takes time, a lot of time and sacrifices. So that is the point. But how does this week trade went? How did everything went this week? Before I jump into the trade, I'm going to tell you that I break even. I'm a little bit slightly up in green, but it's a small green. It's a very small green. So you have to understand that trading, being a difficult task or difficult endeavor, you need, when you are in green, no matter the amount, it's very, very important. You have to be grateful, because it's very important to be green. Many people lost money during this week. If you go to the market, you spend your time, you go into the market and you come out and you didn't lose money, you have to be very grateful, because it's very, very important to be in green or to not losing money. So we now going to see step by step the trade I took. It's true that maybe I won't go all the trade I took, but I will select some important trade, and show them to you. Before I go there, I'm going to show you all the trade I took this week. Those are the trade you can see I took this week. So there are a lot of trade I took, trade all days from Monday to Friday. So, and at the end, you'll see that I am in $48 up. It's a small green, it's not the big green, but anyway, green is green. So we're going to see, I'm going to show you all those trades I took, mostly, the important one. Let's start right away by the first trade I took on Monday. Monday was 11. Monday the 11th. Let's see the first trade I took. The first trade I took was PIK. PIK was the trade I took on Monday. PIK was that trade I took. Let me see here. Let me see. Yeah. PIK, yes, with consumer trade. Yes, that is the sector. So let's go and see how everything went. The first trade I placed on PIK didn't work out. This was my entry point. When the trade, the post market, the after hour, as you can see, the stock moved from here, from the 2 to, to almost $4 after hour. And then the next day, which was the 11th, the stock started here at $3.14 to, to this level, to $5.56. And it pulled back. The stock pulled back here, as you can see. It placed the first green candle, it placed the red candle here. This candle was red and it went green again. And now I placed the red candle, the dirty, hammer. And then the second big red candle. That was my entry point. I entered this stock here at $4.51. Traders, I entered here with 800 shares, expecting the stock to come down. But unfortunately, the stock didn't go down. I can say that it was a little bit my mistake because there were not a big range here. The range wasn't big. When you consider the resistance, which became the support at this point, you're going to understand that this, was, the range wasn't big. The range wasn't big. But the stock reversed here. When the stock reversed from this point and it came here and break the resistance, it took me, how much did it took me? It took me almost $1,000. $985.1 this stock took. I lost that amount, almost $1,000 with 800 shares. So the stock did almost more than $1 up. I came out here, when the stock break here, I throw the towel here. I bail out because I already down almost $1,000. It was a huge loss, trader, and pleasant one. You can tell. But I didn't give up. I didn't give up on the trade. I was frustrated. It's true, but I was calm. I came down, and started doing what was good. I didn't panic because sometimes people, when they take that kind of loss, they panic. They start doing what is not good, or they chase the stock. But I didn't panic. I stayed quiet. The stock came from here, and now I saw this red candle, another second red candle, and the stock started coming down. I said, okay, let me try the stock again. It's true that I could have been fearful, scared, because I was approaching my mass loss, which was $1,300. That is usually my mass loss. So I enter again the stock at this point. I enter here with how many shares? Again, I enter with almost 2,300 shares that I entered this stock. No, it was 1,500 shares. I entered this trade here with 1,500 shares at this point. And I enter at $5.08, as you can see here, $5.08, and now I cover the stock here at $4.33, and I made almost $1,200 on this stock, this trade. You see, I made almost $1,200 on the trade. So I pay back my loss. I mean, the money I lost before, and I had a gain, over it, which was fantastic, very nice. I was happy. And then the stock reversed here. So I didn't wait the stock to come all the way down. The stock reversed. As you can see, traders, it starts climbing up, spiking. This was around 4:30 a.m. The stock starts spiking here, as you can see. But I didn't chase the stock. I didn't long the stock at all. You can see the stock came all the way to here. This is where I entered the stock again, because when it came here, it started consolidating for the third time, and now it started coming down. I short the stock here, but this time I didn't short with a lot of shares. I just entered here with 800 shares, and then the stock came here and it tried to reverse. It came on the support side here, it rejected, and then I bail out. I just made $75 on the trade. You can see I came out of the trade here because I saw the rejection. I was scared because this stock keep coming down like here and keep reversing. It tried to come down, it reversed 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And it did the same thing here. It did the same thing in here and here. When I saw here that it did it again, that is why the history of the stock helped me to come out. Imagine if I didn't come out of the trade at this point. Look what happened. Look, the stock came from $7 one candle to $10.79. So almost $3. Only one candle. This was huge, trader. And I didn't catch up. I didn't long the stock. Why? Because I didn't have the strategy to long that time. I didn't take any long because I was not ready to long this stock. Look at what the stock did. It kept going up and up. It came from $9, 10, 11, 12, right to almost $19. I was scared. It's rare to see this kind of stock, trader. It's rare to see this kind of stock. That is even the reason why when the stock started coming down here, I didn't get out. I didn't get it. I didn't get in on this stock because I didn't know. Because the stock keeps spiking. I didn't know that this moment it was the real one, that the stock was coming down. I didn't know. I didn't know. That is why I didn't catch up, this drop. This big drop. I didn't catch up anything on it. So that was my first trade on the 11th Monday. And my second trade was TCBP. Yes, TCBP. Let's see. TCBP was my second trade. TCBP, let me see. This stock, which I traded, my entry one was at $1.59. GCBP, it was still the 10, the 11 rather. GCBP, let me see. GCBP, here is 12. My entry point at GCBP was $1.59, and I went out at $1.49 with 600 shares. Let me see. This is 11, yes. GCBP 11. Okay. This is the 12 here. 11 might be this point. Yes, here. Sorry. So GCBP was here that I traded. My entry point on this stock was at $1.59 with 600 shares. $1.59 was here. $1.59 was somewhere here. Somewhere here. I entered the trade. Somewhere here. Traders. And somewhere here. And I went out at 149. 149 is here. Just here. $149. It was here. So I entered the trade here with this 100 share and I went out right here and the stock reversed. So I made just $54 on this trade. It wasn't bad, you know, trader. Yes, it wasn't bad. So that was my second trade that day. The third trade, which I made just $20 on it with 1,000 share, I won't talk about it. Let's go to my big third losing day, which was the 12th. Let's talk about my losing day, the 12th. It was NUKK. NUKK is NUKK. 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 This trade was very, very, very difficult for me to trade. This was the 12th. Let me check the trade and see what went wrong. Okay, look at the traders. This kind of stock is very difficult to trade because my strategy is to come from 4 to 6. So I need to see the stock going up and falling, and I take it for a reversal most of the time. Sometimes I can go long, but mostly I go short. So the stock came, as you can see here. It climbed here, getting at this point. So my first trade I placed on NUKK was I took this trade at $1.92, 1,000 shares. $1.92. Where was it? 192. 192 with 1,000 shares was somewhere here. Somewhere here with 1,000 shares. The stock started here going like this. I didn't get in, but I got in on the trade at this point. I went in at this point. So when I jump in on the trade here, expecting the stock to come down, but the stock didn't come down. And I went out at $2.13. What is $2.13? $2.13 is somewhere here. I cut my loss at $2.13 here. When the stock break this resistance, and now I went out. $2 at $2.13 was somewhere here, trader. This is where I bail out here. So my entry was here, this red candle, and I went out here, you know, with a loss. I lost $220 on this trade. And now I don't give up. I went in again at $1.78. 178 was somewhere here. 178. Let me see. 178. Maybe it was somewhere here. When the stock went here, it started coming down, but I didn't catch up this one. I didn't, trader, because I was still scared that it would keep going up. But the stock came, and I went in at $1.78 at this point. 170. Let me see again. Where was my entry? 178. 178 was somewhere here. Somewhere here, and 178. I'm not sure. Let me see. 178, and I went at 190 with a 3,000 shares. I'm not sure where I entered. 178 was maybe somewhere here. I'm not sure, traders. Where was my entry? But anyway, I went 178 and I came out 190. So I lost $390 again for the second time. And the third time again, I went in again and at 157, and I went out at 170, with 1,800 shares, and I lost again $266. Imagine, traders, and if you, make the addition, $220, let me see here, $220 plus $390, $390 plus 261. You can see that I lost $871 though that day. So that day I lost $870. It was not good, man. Losing $800 a day, it wasn't good for me. That was I think it was Tuesday. So all the money was Wednesday probably. All the money I made, I already I give back. Everything I made on Monday, on Tuesday, I give back. So let's now see what happened next. What happened next? Next, I traded PIXY. 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 All right. This is a trade place. It was the 13th, I think so. So my entry point was at my first trade. I entered at $5.30. $5.30. $5.30 was somewhere here. 5.30 was right here somewhere. $5.30 was somewhere here. Great. So the stock went up here, as you can see, and now I started reversing. I went out here at 5.30. Right here. How many shares was it? Only 200 shares. So, and I went out at $5.53. $5.53 was somewhere here. $5.53. was somewhere here. 553 was somewhere here. So I didn't stay for long, and it's too long, and I just made $44 on the trade. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's see again. After that, I traded MINM. Okay. So my next trade was MINM. Okay, let me M with the trade I took next. That trade was my entry point was at $7.13 with 400 shares. But I didn't make much on that trade here. 713, let's say 752, and I went out at 740. And then I made, how much did I made on the trade? I made something like yes, $50. It wasn't a big gain, traders. It wasn't a big gain. Let me see my entry point. $7.52, my entry point, and 740. 752 was somewhere here. 52, my entry point was here. 752. Great. Right here, and I went out at 740. Somewhere here. So you can see that I didn't catch a big drop. It didn't, this didn't drop too much. It just came here and reverse and break out. But I took my profit too earlier. I mean, it was good because let's say if I waited, I could have this break and I could have lose a lot of money. But it was good that I went out very quickly. I didn't make much, but it was good. Let's now talk about TNON. TNON, which I traded as well. GNON. GNON. Let me see. My entry point was at $2.28. $2.28 was my entry point. $2.28. Where I entered. $2.28 was somewhere here. My entry point. Right here, traders. $2.28 was somewhere here. My entry point right here. That was my entry point here. And then I went out at let me see, at $2.19. $2.19 was somewhere here, right at this point. $2.19 was here. $2.19 was here, right here, that I went out. $2.19 almost. Yes, was here. So, and I made almost $200 on this trade. It wasn't bad, traders. So $200 here as well. And I traded. My next trade was PIXY. PIXY. PIXY was with a gain of almost $300. PIXY. So this trade I made almost $300 on it. Yes, this was my entry point. PIXY at $5. Let me see, $5.30 was here. PIXY, and I went there with almost, how many shares with it? 1,000 shares. Yes, almost 1,000 shares, and I made almost $300 on this trade. Almost $300. So my entry point was at this point 5:30, and I went out at this point at 4:62, almost here. It was also a very nice trade. So I'm going now to talk about my trade I took on Friday. It was a losing trade. Friday, traders, I traded GERN. GERN was the trade I took on Friday. This trade was not quite good, trader. That is why, I didn't make money on it on Friday. This was the 15. Let me see here. The 15. Yes, it was somewhere here. The trade now, at 4 a.m., the market now starts at this point, as you can see, at 4. And I enter the trade. I enter this trade expecting the stock to break at this point, trader. The stock now finally break here, as you can see. I was carrying 300 shares at this point. From here, I carried 300 shares because the trade started from here on Friday at 4. It came up, it came up, it came up, and now it came on the resistance side. It stopped here, it reversed, and now I start consolidating here. When I saw this starting drop, I enter my trade at this point. This was my entry. And when I entered the trade here with 300 shares, it came down, it came down, it came down, it came down. I was expecting this trade to break the support, the big support. And because it already retested here. So I was expecting the trade to break this big support so that I can I can go big. That is what I did. When the trade break here, it came down, trader, I added 2,000 shares because I was just carrying 300 shares. When it break here, I added 1,000 and another 1,000. So I will carry now 2,300 shares. But unfortunately, you can see the reversal. The trade reversed at this point. It started coming up. Imagine, you were carrying just 300 shares on the gain, and now you're now carrying 2,300 shares. What are you going to do? Small reversal going to take you a lot of money. That is what happened. So I didn't want to let him keep going. When it started coming back here, it wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. It was not doing good. And now I bail out. So I stopped my trade at this point and I lost $206. Imagine that I didn't stop my trade here. Look at what it did finally. So I just lost $206 on this trade. and I cut my loss. So what are we going to learn from this trader? The trader will not always do what you expect him to do. You have to be ready to stop out, to have your stop. It's true that on this time of the market at 4 or to 9:30, the stop, the stop doesn't work. It means what? It means that if you place the stop on the system, it won't trigger. So you need to stop the out by yourself, manually. You need to bail out. Get out by yourself. So that is why we keep telling you that trading at this time is very, very difficult, especially for new trader. So, but I managed to do that. I used to do it, and I do it properly. And that is why it's important, that you cut your loss. You have to cut it anyway. And that is what I did. And it worked. So I'm happy with what happened. And at the end of this week, I just made $48 total. $48 is nothing compared to the time I spent here wake up, earlier, to come and sit here. But what is important here is that you're learning something. You're learning something. Learning is a curve, is the sacrifices many people have to go through in order to become successful in everything. The learning curve is very, very important. That is what I'm doing now. And one day it will pay off. So that was my, my recap of this week from Monday to Friday. And unfortunately, I didn't make a lot of money, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. From tomorrow, Monday, I will start with a new week, and I will see what that week going to give me. And I will be happy to, make another recap at the end of the next week. So traders, we want to thank you very much for your time, especially those who watch our program. And we encourage you to subscribe and like our video and share them if possible, so that you can have a notification when we making a recap like right now. So I hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, even night. See you then. Bye.